Have you ever dreamed of finding the perfect career, but then realize it does not exist? Wait a second, I have just the solution right for you. Dear fellow citizens of the world, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I'm a career and performance coach. This channel is all about growing and thriving in your career. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Today, we are talking about making your ideal career. Yeah, you heard it right. Making your career, not finding it. But first, you have a few questions to ask yourself. For example, do you feel like you have a set of expertise, a set of skills that can be used in more than just one job? Another question, do you get bored easily and need variety and diversity in your job? To put it another way, do you feel like there's so much more you can bring to the world rather than just being stuck to one job and maybe having several jobs instead? This is the definition of a portfolio career. A portfolio career means that you don't stick to one full-time job, but instead you can have different part-time jobs, maybe one, two, or more. You can be a freelancer, you can do voluntary work, you can do any type of things that you like and you're skilled at. And you feel you can bring much more rather than being stuck in a full-time 40-hour-a-week employee job. So in my example, I've always been attracted to a lot of things. I guess I get bored quite easily of different things. So for me, having different ways to express myself, different ways to use my skill set is the best escape from a full-time job. I started my career as an accountant, and because I'm very thorough, very diligent, I like to investigate, accounting actually made sense at the time because I could use those skills and be really good at what I did. As I grew in my career though, I realized that I was developing more soft skills, and this is why I became a trainer and a coach. Now, when you think about soft skills being a trainer and a coach and accounting, you don't think those two actually match. You think those two skill sets are quite different and therefore could be used in different careers. So this is the reason why for the past month now, I've been working in accounting again because I'm trying to diversify my career and see if I can make it work. The goal here is to maximize the value I can bring and the impact I can make. Therefore, working in accounting for me is fun somehow because I can use a set of systematic skills, a set of very technical skills. On the other hand, I love to coach, I love to train because I can use the other skill set, which is using soft skills, training skills. Therefore, I cannot necessarily mix those two together, but I can definitely split them up and try out two careers at the same time. Now, obviously, this is not two full-time jobs. This is part coaching and working full-time right now in accounting, but for a short-term position. Therefore, it gives me the opportunity to try this out and see if it works for me. What I'm liking a lot right now is the fact that when I finish one job, I look forward to the other one, as opposed to when I only have one full-time job and everything feels and looks the same every day, and I have a tendency to take things for granted. In this case, if something doesn't work so well in one job, I can look forward to the next. So far, the result is pretty good. I will document this whole journey of developing a portfolio career, and this is something I'm really interested in, and I'm sure that many of you are interested in as well. What I'm feeling also with this split portfolio career is I'm feeling fully aligned with what I like to do and what I want to do. And because I have the skills to do both, I'm really excited to start this journey because I feel like I'm really maximizing and enjoying the journey to the max. Now, if you're interested in a portfolio career, there's a few things to keep in mind before you start the journey. Number one is always I talk about this, but why do you want to start a portfolio career? Is it because you're interested in different things more than one job? Is it because you really hate your full-time job? Is it because you kind of like your job, but you could feel you could minimize the time you spend there because of the routine aspect of the same task? Now, is it also because you want to become an expert at something else, something you've always been interested in, something that you've always been attracted to, but never try or dare doing it? Now, remember why. Every reason is legitimate, but you have to stick to why you started in the first place. Now, how to make that shift? Well, for me, it's always back to the foundation, back to the basics. You take a piece of paper and write down everything that you like, dislike, can do, cannot do, want and don't want to do. And once you get a better idea of these aspects of yourself, of your personality, you'll be much more able to understand what actually lies in front of you. Like me, there's a technical aspect of accounting that I love and the interpersonal aspect of coaching that I love too. I can mix those two. I know I like them, I can do them, and I want to do them. Now, something that you must keep in mind that is very, very important, time management. As always, the more things you start doing, the more flexible you gotta be in terms of scheduling tasks and activities. When you have only a full-time job, you already have enough on your plate to schedule, to be on track, not to fall behind and to meet deadlines. Now think about having more opportunities. Suddenly you have different paces because you might be doing freelancing, you might be doing voluntary work, you might be doing some technical stuff versus interpersonal. Every job that you're going to take, every job that you're going to try is going to have a different pace, a different chain of command. Do you have a boss? Like, do you have a lot of layers of approval, of communication, or are you working for yourself? And obviously you're going to use different skill sets, right? So you have to be flexible to move from one type of skill set to the next and vice versa, and always be on the move. Never take anything for granted and be able to switch your mindset, switch the way you do things, and really be open to uncertainty sometimes. So this will require a lot of energy management and time management. Being focused on one task and then switching to the next is difficult. And you have to understand how much energy you have at different time of the day, what kind of task and responsibility fit your personality the best. Finally, the things you have to ask yourselves are, do you want to be working for a company, for a startup, for a multinational? Do you want to be working part-time, full-time? Do you want to have freelance gigs so you find your own clients? Do you want to do voluntary work? All these types of work are different, and you must understand what you're most interested and most willing to do. So what are the 3 takeaways from today's video? Number 1, this new economy since the pandemic has changed the world of work tremendously. Therefore, it's so much easier now to validate this kind of life plan. If you talk to companies and you say, I only want to be working part-time, you are much more likely to get it rather than 2 or 3 years ago. So right now is probably the best way to start your portfolio career and see how it works. Number 2, if you don't feel like you're destined to one great career, a portfolio career is just right for you, because you will have the opportunity to explore and try out different things and definitely see much more meaning in your life and in your career. And number 3, there is no failures in a portfolio career. This is just experimentation. So maybe you try freelancing, you don't like it, fine. Go back to a part-time job. You don't like part-time job, then good. Go back to a full-time job. Anything you want to try is on the table. It's just up to you to grab it. How satisfied or frustrated are you with your career right now? Have you ever considered a portfolio career? If you need guidance on how to explore a portfolio career, send me a message and let's talk about your future today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again on our next video.